Hey, welcome back to Dad Space, a podcast for dads by dads. My name is Dave. Happy to be with you. I love this music because it means it's time to talk to you, a fellow dad, about all things dadness. And I'm happy to have you back again here on Dad Space. So this music makes me happy because I know I get to spend time with you. So let's jump in. I want to know from you, has anybody said that you are tough on your kids? You're just tough on your kids. Relax. Have you been accused of being tough with your family, with your kids? Setting the bar really high? I know I have, and there's a reason why. I'm gonna jump in here. Thank you for being here, by the way. Glad to have you here. When my kids were little, tiny little, we lived in this townhouse complex, kind of a U-shaped road that went through the complex and at the other side. And townhouses next, right, one after the other, next. A tiny little step and a little grass patch in the front with a tree and the road, the sidewalk. Like that was it, like very tiny. But we as neighbors would come out in the daytime. I was a night worker, which I still am. I work nights, overnights, and I'm still doing it, and I shouldn't be because I'm old. But back then I was working nights as well, and so the daytime I would be up because summer, everyone goes outside. It's hard to sleep, so I'd go hang out with my kids as they played. My wife was at work. And 2 doors down from us was a family, and neither the wife or the husband worked. They were both on government assistance. No shade here on government assistance. There's been times when many people in my family and my circle and friends have had to rely on it, and it's great to get you back to where you need to be. I totally get it. No shade, everybody, at all on that. But the family that I'm talking about, who lived 2 doors down from us, they came up with a way of milking the system and abusing the system, which shines and casts a shadow on all the people that are using these great services for the right reasons. These people 2 doors down were using it for the wrong reasons. And I know that I was working full-time, working multiple jobs. My wife was working full-time, multiple jobs, and our kids were little, and we were struggling. We worked hard to earn the money to buy food. We worked hard to do all of the things, and yet we just never seemed to get past a certain level. So here we are, we got hand-me-down furniture, hand-me-down clothes. Like, we don't have a lot of new things in our home. Most of the stuff was given to us by the kindness of family and friends. And I sit out on the front step in the morning after working all night to see my neighbor 2 doors down come out, and their kids are running around, having a great time, and a furniture truck shows up in front of her house. And I'm looking at them and watching brand new furniture coming off the back of this truck into their unit. And they're living on assistance. I can't afford new furniture. I can't afford any of these things. And in those moments, I'm thinking, why am I working so hard? Why am I working 40, 60 hours a week and I can't afford these things and these people can? Again, they were misusing the system, okay? Not for what it was intended for. They were taking it to the extreme, and I just felt like it wasn't fair in that moment that I have to go to work and work is optional for them in that situation. We got to know them over time. They were nice people, but they just knew how to work the system in their favor. And that's unfortunately what can happen with any type of social service. In that moment, I'm looking at my kids thinking, what example are they learning from here? That you can stay home and have all this stuff given to you and all this support, or you can be like my parents who just seem to work a lot and they're never here. And in that moment, I'm just struggling with the idea of a work ethic and what's important for our kids to see from us so that they can adopt a healthy, keyword, healthy work ethic that will carry them into adulthood. I think that we need some tough love, but true love, and how we raise our kids to have a good, solid, again, healthy, keyword, healthy work ethic. Now, I saw a post on Instagram for dads, and the basic idea here was your dad wasn't just tough on you, he just didn't want you to fall into the trap that so many people do of being lazy or not trying or not having the internal drive to push yourself forward to become better than you are currently. We can all improve. And your dad, even though he seemed to be tough on you, only wanted the best for you. We need to unpack how your toughness as a dad is really love in disguise. Maturing means realizing that our dads had really high standards for us, and their tough love wasn't about being harsh. Maybe it was for you, but in general terms, it's not about them being harsh. It's more about them preparing you and me for a world where strong work ethic stands out. Where I work on my night job is a sea and a rotation of people who come and go. We've had people come and start working and work half of a shift and leave. Like they're just, well, where did Stan go? Oh, Stan's not here. Stan went home. Well, he's only been here for a couple hours. No, Stan didn't like the job and he left. Okay, is Stan independently wealthy? Like, doesn't he need a job? But people come and go. People just don't have the same work ethic that makes people stand out. And just by simply being there, you stand out because you show up. And you're there every shift. You're always on time. Just doing the basics makes you stand out in our world today. And I want for my kids and for my grandkids, their grandkids, whatever, I want them to have a sense that your effort in life, how you show up, simply showing up is something that will make you stand out against all of the others who don't have the same drive to move forward, to improve and to become better and to be part of the solution. I just think that we have lowered the bar so much and we're afraid to make anyone feel little because their efforts don't match our efforts. And by no means am I trying to talk down to you. I just want for our kids to see a healthy work ethic. And to see that mom, dad, grandpa, cousin Bob, Uncle Bill, they have a work ethic that inspires kids, that goes, you know what? There's value in showing up. There's value in being part of something. And to understand that toughness is actually love in disguise. We as dads, we need to model a work ethic that is stronger than our words. Actions always speak louder than words. It's something we know. You've probably said that yourself. Kids learn by watching you. And when we consistently demonstrate hard work, perseverance, persistence, and pride in what we do and what we accomplish in this world, whether it's at home, it's at work, it's in our community, it's in our relationships. Children need to see our process. Tackling chores, pursuing goals, handling setbacks, and how to live life with determination. They need someone to model it for us. Outside of the words we speak, it has to come from action. Your action. They need to see it. We teach through accountability and we teach through encouragement. As our kids grow and as they age, there are appropriate tasks that set clear expectations for our kids to show them how to show up even in our home and how the home functions better when we're all involved and we're all working towards the same goal. Nobody's a passenger in our home. We're all actively helping our home succeed. Hold your kids accountable with calm, consistent consequences, but also celebrate any effort, any initiative, and any improvement that they do on their own. Make sure you celebrate that, but hold them to a baseline of what's required to be here in this home, and encourage them to stick through tough tasks and take ownership of both successes and mistakes. As I saw our kids age up and age out of living here and move on to their own, I was shocked by the lack of knowledge of how the world works. Once they left our home, balancing their bank account, credit cards. How does this work? How do I buy a car? How does the bank work? Where do I go for this? How does this happen? Can I just buy all my food on DoorDash? Why do I have to buy groceries? What's healthy food? How do I read a price tag out of the store? How do I navigate life? How do I do laundry? And as they exited our home through COVID years, our kids all left at once, and they had to figure it out. And I was surprised at how much they did not know. Partly because some of the kids in our home didn't actively participate in much around the running of our home. And they were passengers. And by being a passenger, they never learned the ownership and responsibility of running a home. And now they're leaving our home, run for them by myself and my wife, to go run their own home, and they don't know how to do anything. Our kids need to see us model this work ethic through our actions, which speak louder than our words. Give your kids the opportunity and encouragement to be accountable for how the house runs and how they fit in to what's happening in this home. And the last part of all this is to celebrate the payoff. Building resilience and gratitude into your kids' lives is super important. Remind your kids, and then go look in the mirror and remind yourself that tough love today leads to greater confidence tomorrow. Resilience and satisfaction are the result. A strong work ethic pays off in adulthood. Like I said before, at my job, simply base level, showing up, being on time, never missing a shift, always being there and doing your job has set me apart from everyone else on my team, because we're dealing with people who have zero allegiance to anything except themselves. And if they're not feeling it, they're not coming in. And our employers are struggling. We're not doing what we need to do as a business because we're dealing with people who don't have it built into them that I need to show up and do my part. Teach your kids how important it is to show up and do their part. Team sports, a great way to teach your kids how to show up, do their part, be a player, be a teammate, Support the team. The team is bigger than you. We play for the logo on the front of our shirt, not the name on the back being your name. Team is important. Show them that work ethic matters. Put them into situations where they need to work in a group. Teach them how to do the things they need to do to survive. These are all tools that your kids are going to need the moment you're not here. Whether they've moved out or they're in a different state, they've gone to university, college, something has taken them out of the picture, and you are not there for them in the moment. What's their default fallback? To call you or to do things and take care of things because you've given them the skills, talents, abilities, and know-how to stand on their own. It's very important for us to raise hardworking kids. Again, with a healthy balance of what a good, solid work ethic is and a balanced approach to life. My challenge for you as a dad in this episode is to model a healthy work ethic in one area of your life this week. I would love for you to work together with your kids on a tough job, to set a new family standard for your home, or to share a story about the value of your hard work with your kids. Tell them about a time where you had to show up, do extra, do the thing when others weren't. Tell them about your struggles. Tell them about how hard it is to make enough money to support this family and why we can't do what all the other families are doing. We don't have brand new furniture, and here's why. Let them know so that they can appreciate and understand where their family fits and how hard it is out there the moment you leave this home. We need to work and be actionable. We need to inspire our kids, and we need to look in the mirror once in a while and take accountability for the actions and what we're demonstrating to our kids by how we show up. So my challenge for you is, what is one thing that you're modeling to your kids from a healthy work ethic lens, and what are they learning from you? What are they carrying with them into the next chapter of their life when they leave home, move away? And how confident are you that your kids can take care of themselves? Something to think about. It's time to raise healthy kids with that strong work ethic that's going to carry them through school, through studies, sports, relationships, their first job, all of the stresses of life that are heading their way. Because remember, you're not going to be here for all of that, and they need to have the tools that you provide, that you demonstrate, and they adopt because they saw a life lived well in front of them. That's the idea behind this podcast. That's why we're doing every episode, is to encourage you to think about the tools you have and where you're lacking and how you can show up better for your kids. One podcast episode at a time. So the fact that you're here and you're listening to this, I just want to say thanks. And we have more great stuff coming up, some new episodes with some guests coming up here in the future. I just love having time with you, and I really appreciate the fact that you listen to this show. I'd love to hear from you. Reach out anytime. Go be that example. Your kids are looking forward to it. Hey, thanks for listening to Dad Space. Thanks for hanging out to the end of the podcast. That's a great sign to wherever you're listening to this podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, fill in the blank, that this was a good podcast to send people to. So simply by listening to this point of the podcast, you're helping the show grow. So good on you. Thanks for helping us grow Dad Space. If you want to help us fill our cups over at Dad Space, head over to dadspace.ca. Dadspace.ca, simple website, right? Dadspace.ca. You can fill up our coffee cup, which helps us then to keep moving forward with the podcast, and use our Buy Me a Coffee link over at dadspace.ca. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for coming back. And thank you for sharing. Because the more dads we can help, the better. We're all here to help each other grow in community. That's what it's all about. And without you, podcast is pointless. There's no reason to do any of this. So you being here means everything. See you at dadspace.ca. Take care.